that is a runoff type of irrigation. Okay, this one, this is a sprinkler. Uban po na po siya sagingan, drip irrigation. Din siya sprinkler ni siya para sa imong banana. Then kini siya, these are beds nga katong isa kong i-mention in the previous slide. Nga beds are being formed by a machine, bed former or bed forming machine. That is one bed. This is another bed, another bed, another bed. Okay. Since we're talking about irrigation drainage, you can see in pineapple farms or in pineapple plantation, the canals are very deep. Most likely, ang deepness ana niya is most likely mga 1.2 meters deep because pineapples are very sensitive with water lags kada mapundo nga tubig. If dili maayo ang drainage, no? Dili maayo ang drainage, if mag-water lag ang yuta, so that will be a very good venue for plant disease to develop. In pineapple, very common disease is we have the attack of Erwinia. Also attack of Phytophthora. Erwinia is a bacteria and Phytophthora is a fungi or a fungus. So to avoid that, one way of preventing those infestation is through creating good drainage. So proper bed forming or proper drainage system construction. Okay. So irrigation and drainage is very useful to variation of rainfall pattern, especially in the Philippines. So through irrigation facilities, farmers, especially the rice farmers, can still produce rice, can still plant rice even during dry season. So it increases the use of land as it allows planting during dry season. It increases farm productivity since it provides the necessary or the needed amount of water by our crops, and it provides an avenue for crop diversification. Okay. Diba? In the Philippines, we have 10.3 million hectares that is being utilized for agricultural purposes. Wherein in that 10.3 million hectares, only 6.1 million is considered as irrigable land. Meaning, some other areas are very elevated, bukid, there are no sources of water which are not irrigable. And total farmlands irrigated in 2017 is about 1.89 million hectares, accounting to 60.35% of the total potential area. So year by year, it is being increased, and the government is doing its best to increase its coverage in terms of irrigation. So there are three types of irrigation system. First one is the National Irrigation System. So the NIS are large and medium irrigation schemes basically operated and maintained by NIA. So very familiar with NIA, like in Muswana at NIA, diba? Where beneficiaries are charged with irrigation service fee for the services rendered in the delivery of water. So NIA has also three categories. The development scheme, we have run of the river diversion, the storage or the reservoir, and the pump irrigation. So, itong picture na akong ipakita again that is an example of run of the river diversion. Gaagas ng tubig, tapos sudgod lang siya. Ana. So, and then storage or reservoir, this is another term, and is dam. Most likely used for in providing electricity, power. And ang uban pod, especially itong lisod nga mga areas, are using pump irrigation. So mo gamit og motor nga mo lift og water from the underground. Okay. So it is being managed by the National Irrigation Authority. So most likely, 'di ba, sa mga rice farmers katong sa mga naay rice farm diya sa ilaha is gabayad lang sila og bayad for the irrigation services. One problem lang that is being faced here is that gadungan manggod o ang during planting season, gadungan manggod halos tanan og tanom. Walay proper scheduling bitaw. So I mean kanang dili well distributed ang pag-schedule sa irrigation. So what happened is that ang uban farmers galisod sa og pa-schedule nga magpaaga sa ilaha ingon ana. So ang uban ma-delay sa ilang pagtanom, ang uban ma-conflict na with the silingan, mag-away tungod of irrigation. Because we have plenty of irrigation facilities, but still it is not enough to cater the need of all the rice farmers. Second type of irrigation system is we have the communal irrigation system. So these are small scale schemes and constructed with the participation of farmer beneficiaries through their IAs. So this IAs, or this stands for Irrigation Irrigators Association. So most likely people in a particular area, especially if there are no irrigation facilities in their location, most likely they're going to form an association and magpahimo sila og irrigation facility. And then the beneficiary of those irrigation facilities most likely are also the member of the association. And the cost for the construction of the facilities will be divided among them, and that will be payable for a certain period of time. So this is an initiative among farmers nga if dili ta ma-reach a government pa, then let's do what we can do. So it's their initiative nga maghimo og their own uh, irrigation system, and by forming communal irrigation system through their irrigation association, irrigators association. So different associations can collab together, can work together, so that they can have their own uh, irrigation facility. And the last one is we have the private irrigation system, or the PIS. So these are constructed, operated, maintained by private individuals. So most likely, ang maka-avail ani are those big farms, rich farmers who can avail to build their own irrigation facility. So as of 2015, 1.731 million hectares, or 57% of the 3.1 million hectares, have been developed for irrigation. So if you can see in the figures, based on 2015, that greater area uh, is provided by National Irrigation System, or has the National Irrigation System through the management of NIA, followed by Communal Irrigation System, and only few irrigation facilities under the private irrigation system. So while the government's effort through the NIA to irrigate all farmlands are highly lauded or highly appreciated, their actions are seemingly not enough in providing water. This is very true. Wala man nagapabaya ang gobyerno. The government is doing its part, but then sad reality, it's not enough. Diba? Construction itself, it will take several months. The purchasing of materials, the processes are very long. Wala. Lugoy kayo maabot sa farmers. Lugoy ang mga farmers. So, not everyone is being benefited with 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 irrigation facilities provided by the national government. Okay. Kaya no na to ni bahalag 1 hour and 35 minutes na. Dahil nang yapon ta ha. Wala ang tayo mag-give up. Sida. So NIA's irrigation development hardly move and has not reached 50%. So factors affecting the slow-paced development in irrigation system includes first, over optimistic system development assumption. So the designs are not reachable or not doable, something ingon ana, or the construction is nakaon with corruption. Kaya bitang materials were not, the proper materials were not used to save cost, gitipid para maka nako ginansya. It could be ingon ana. Then inadequate operation, maintenance, and limited farmer participation. Some farmers has no sense of ownership, sense of responsibility, lack of cooperation, and deterioration of existing systems. Considering that irrigation facilities constructed in 1990s, in 1980s, unsan ron 2020 na. Naabta nag-pandemic ang uban, of course, through aging na nga daot. So, those are the three. Okay. Learning activity 2.1. Actually, I already exclude this para dili na mo mahago. I already exclude this because I think you will be having a difficulty in securing a soil map, especially in our situation today. So never mind this one. Uh, Now we're done with crop production. Let's proceed with livestock. So starting with swine or hog production. So swine production in the Philippines is a 191 billion industry and is largest among the livestock uh, and poultry industries in the country. I think majority siguro sa inyo ha sa atoa is naibinuhi nga baboy, backyard hog racing, sakto? So undeniably in the Philippines, no, the livestock industry is dominated by swine production. So daghan kayo og this is isa ni siya nga murag main nga gina-raise sa mga Filipino families to survive as a source of income uh, to provide the needs of the family. So what are the inputs for swine production? Number one is breeds. Ganahan kay money, mga breeds. Breeds, I mean, lahi-lahi nga klase, lahi-lahi nga mga klase sa baboy sa ilang kung sa kon pa lahi. So most of the pigs in the Philippines are descendants of foreign breeds. Most of the Philippine commercial farms are sow fattener and sow grower operation. So sow grower ka ng padakoon and then ibaligya. Uban pod is padakoon para ipaanak para magpadaghan na ang common operation in the Philippines. Then breeding farm requires high investments. Facilities palangdaan, ang pag-breed palangdaan, ang pag-produce og bag-o nga breed, ang scientific procedure palangdaan that is very long, very costly. Then good breeds deliver good production performance in terms of daily weight gains, feed ratio, conversion ratio, and fat lean meat ratio. So what are the common breeds, diba, in the used in the Philippines or raised in the Philippines? We have landrace kini siya. Mga hamis pa sa imong ex landrace. We also have Hampshire. I believe that you already encountered them in your animal science subjects. Yorkshire and your Duroc. So different breeds, different characteristics. So in choosing input, again, since we are talking about input subsystem, we need to choose the breed nga mas paspas motubo, mas dili susceptible with sakit, and maayo mo convert sa imong feeds into meat. Dili nga pagkaon sa feeds libang ra pud niya tanan. Another is feed. So most likely in hog production, 60%, 60 to 80% of the cost in or 60 to 80% of the production cost is due to feeds. So mo ginanda kong component sa gasto in hog production. Then the feed ingredients that are commonly used in the country, we have the yellow corn, soybean meal, rice bran, atong tahop, copra meal, fish meal, wheat and wheat products. Whereas cassava, sweet potato meals, and ipil-ipil leaf are also used in lesser extent. Remember nga kung anong lesser extent man, like if you're going to use your ipil-ipil at some excessive amount, it will be toxic to your animals nga si makadaot makahilo sa ilaha. And like sweet potato, medyo mahal po siya nga source mo nang at limited extent lang. So most likely kung say mas available mo ginagamit in producing feed. So ang very common no kay daghan luag man taog mga kahumayan in the Philippines as one of rice and corn as major staple food in the country. So like corn, may ginagamit as an ingredient in producing feeds. So in producing feeds and rice bran, tahop, then mga cassava used in processing feeds. So many feed milling industry are owned by integrators. These are firms involved in the contract breeding like San Miguel Foods, BMEG, Vitarich, Universal Robina, and the like. Then animal health products. Animal health products include biological pharmaceuticals and feed additives, and we have this Bayer, Pfizer, Univet as key players in animal health products. So, kung sa mga animal health products na ginagamit, so products like pagpa-deworm, mga supplements, like example is Petracin, Latigo, All Volate Go. Then farm machineries. So the farm machinery requirements of the commercial hog business are fairly diverse, including feeding equipment such as hammer mills and the like. Oh, may pang mga baboy very cute. Cute og mga sampot. May pa ni si baboy okay na siya ka lamutak nga tubig. Okay. This is very useful to regulate the use of water, especially if your swine farm has a limited supply of water. So, yung drinker. Okay. And for a large nga mga swine farm, they mix their own feeds. Because if they mix their own feeds, they can ensure nga ang nutrients supply nila sa ilang baboy, and then they can also reduce their cost. Okay. Building and structures. So swine require building designs and specifications suited to the growth stage of the pig. So such structures include sound nursery, grow out areas, ventilation system, waste and disposal system, and waste treatment plants. So basically, of course, different growth stage dapat dili mo sila iuban, di ba? Lahi ang sa nursery sa mga bagong anak iuban mo sa dagko mga tamakan patay, grow out areas kanang na imong mga vaccine, and then ventilation system, di ba, for sophisticated farms like katong ilang binay nga piggery, di ba, may pa sila aircon, air condition ang mga baboy para dili ma-stress, para okay ilang growth. Waste disposal system, kinahanglanon especially if may mga silingan, dapat na ay proper waste disposal na magpakalot sa gid og septic tank. And for large piggery farms, they have waste treatment plants. Then adequate attention must also be given to roofing for floor construction, partition. Roofing, basic principle in animal science that if you construct your hog sheds, especially if backyard raising lang imo, it should be at east-west orientation, diba? East-west orientation to make sure that dili mainitan ang imuhang baboy. So I hope that you remember that from your animal science subject. Floor construction. Floor must not be slippery. Para dili mga tigas, dili mapiang imuhang baboy. Proper partition. Partition nila. Kaya usay magud kung kahoy lang gamiton, kawayan, dali ra kayo makitkit sa baboy, dali ra kayo maguba. So try to consider those things and other building and structure requirements. So aside from the swine, in livestock, we also have cattle. So the beef cattle industry is one of the least developed commodity in the past years in the Philippines, and it has even a negative growth rate compared to neighboring countries. So we are not that performing well in terms of cattle production in the country. And the major inputs listed from letter A to letter D. But we will talk about them individually. In terms of feeder cattle, as one major input in cattle production, the supply of feeder cattle in the Philippines comes from two sources: cattle ranchers and imports. But in the Philippines, there are only few ranch in the country. So ang supply pod sa atong baka sa mga nati is di pod nakadagan. That's why we resort to importation to neighboring countries. Not neighboring countries, but from other countries. Like we source out feeder cattle in New Zealand. We source out feeder cattle in Brazil. I don't know if you are familiar or have you heard about in CMU. We have feeder cattle which are from New Zealand, but sad to say some of them namatay daw. I don't know for the reasons why this feeder cattle didn't survive. And there are several common breeds of cattle like Indo, Brazil, and the like. So in your handouts, just listed there the different breeds of cattle. Another input for cattle production is we have the forages. Forages, mga sagot, which is being fed to our cattle. So basically in the Philippines, we utilize sugarcane tops, napier grass, guinea grass, star grass, leguminous plants, and corn plants. Pero ayaw tong dili inyong haha. Kay magpatawagin mo sa barangay. Okay, ka na mga ipang tugway sa mga or mga nakabuhi nga mga bakang nga nakakaon sa mga mais sa silingan. So it's a big no-no, and you are going to face liability or sa imuhang silingan na damage ilahang katubhan or ilahang maisan. Another is we have this feed concentrates. So feeds is the key to profitable cattle raising. So basically, especially for ranches, they don't have forages or in times that forage are not available, especially during dry season or summer season, feed concentrates are being utilized to feed their cattle. So these feed concentrates provide vitamins and minerals needed for the maintenance and growth. Some of these concentrates include corn silage. This corn silage are being processed. Mo siya i-preserve siya para sa imong baka. And I don't know if in your animal science you are acquainted with UMMB, or that is the urea molasses mineral block that is being processed also. Urea, sagulan siya molasses and some other ingredients, and then paghahion na siya sa naol gahi. Gahi ang UMMB. I-preserve good, di ba? Gahi na po na yung ganaw na. So it is being preserved, and then ma-form na siya, then mo din na siya imong tilap-tilap, dili ikaw. Mo na ang tilap-tilapan sa imuhang hayop sa imuhang baka. So ang nigahi nga UMMB mo na ng pilap-pilapan sa imong baka as a source of nutrients. Even for goats, UMMB is a concentrate that is being used for feeding goats. Okay, so these are used to improve uh, meat production, and for dairy animals. Then for animal health products, it's same with the use in swine production. So like antibiotics, especially if the animals are sick. And the only difference is that in cattle production, it uses more growth hormones or growth promoters. Unlike in swine production, wala nang gamitan og mga growth enhancers. Okay, farm machineries and structures. So it includes cattle shed, feedlots, water supply equipment, tractors for manure disposal, and weighing scale. So these machineries are applicable or being used only if the farm is large or katong mga dagko nga mga rancho. Then backyard raised cattle are usually tethered along roadsides. So kanang naalay mga isa, duha, tulo ka mga baka ginatugway sa backyard, sa likod, sa kasagbutan mo nang usually kakakawat, di ba? Then ginahipos lang pagka gabi. So we have the hog production, swine production. Then let's proceed to poultry production. Poultry is the most considered as the most progressive animal enterprise today. So it is one of the world's fastest producer of meat and significant contributor to our country's agricultural sector. Maybe for the reason that poultry production is not that complicated and not that difficult, and considering that in poultry production it will just take you around 30 to 35 days, then you can already dispose or you can already sell your poultry animals. So for the poultry industry in the Philippines comprises of chicken meat, chicken egg, duck meat, and duck eggs. So the chicken industry has the same types of inputs as the swine industry, like breeds, feeds, animal health products, and farm machineries. Tingog ng mga manok, tingog ng mga poultry. So under contract growing agreement, the company supplies a day-old chicks and provides the feeds, vaccines, and technical services. Then the contract grower provides housing, labor, medicines, equipments, and utilities. So basically, in the Philippines, the poultry industry are comprised of poultry integrators. And these poultry integrators like kanang mga like Magnolia, integrators like Bounty Fresh, then they establish relationship, business relationship with contract growers. They form contract with contract growers. Okay, so for the breeds of poultry, so native chicken and imported commercial breeds are now raised in the Philippines. So breeds of commercial broilers include Arbor Acres, Hubbard, Statbro, Ross Cub broilers, manok na pula, manok na puti. So siguro na pa yung mga lahi diha sa inyo ha. Lahi pa sa inyo diha ng mga breeds sa mga chicken. So daghang klase. Then breeders, commercially layered meaning sa pasabot, they are intended for egg production or lay. So it includes this one. These breeds are intended for meat production, whereas kinipod sila nga mga breeds below are intended for egg production or for layering, like Loman layers, DeKalb, Babcock, and some of the native chickens. Okay. Native, balik na. Then another input to production is we have the feeds. So the type of feeds depends on the age and the use of poultry animals. Diba? Na tayong uh, kung chick booster na po katong feeds na para sa dagot ng mga manok. So this includes starter feeds, grower chicken feeds, and layered chicken feeds. So the form of feeds can be in terms of mash, katong tahop siya og texture. We also have the crumble, katong mas coarse iyang texture. Pellets, katong naka-form into pellets, uniform siya og form. Shell grate of chicken scratch. Small-scale backyard chicken and duck raisers commonly use corn grains and rice bran as feeds. So, diba? Mga crack na mais or kanang tahop ng humay or mais butangan og tubig mo ginabahog sa mga manok. So that is very common for small scale and backyard raising of chicken and duck. For animal health products, poultry animals are vulnerable to disease, mga halak, mga giatay. So animal health products are available in the market. So this is to address concerns. It uses or utilizes antibiotics, vaccines, vitamins, supplements to ensure good health condition of our poultry animals. Okay. Then farm machineries. Housing is one important biosecurity measure for poultry production in the Philippines. Houses can be made for broilers, layers, free-range chicken, and brooders. So muna nga, especially for commercial na mga poultry farms, what they have is nagina sila foot bath as part of their biosecurity measures. So bisan pagwa pa ning COVID na nanay foot bath before ang empleyado mosulod, moagi pa na maligo ay mosulod sa farm. That is their biosecurity measure to ensure that they will the workers or walay maabot sa ilang farm nga mga bacteria or mga tawag ani mga sakit or mga microorganism that can cause disease to the poultry animals. So stricto gyud stricto ang mga biosecurity measures this commercial farms. So housing is the housing and other facilities the broiler farm include poultry shed, feed mixing equipment, feeders, drinkers, feeding equipment. So for those who will have their broiler enterprise, they approach their senior years as you take your BS Agribusiness degree program. So you have to ensure that the area of your shed is enough for the number of birds that you're going to raise. Diba? For example, for a chick, it requires 1 square foot, okay, but to avoid overcrowding. So factors like those need to be considered. Okay, so then this is your learning activity number 2. So yun siya 2.2. This is learning activity number 2, mas easier. What you're going to do is just in your locality, kung asan mo karon, observe an agribusiness enterprise and try to observe what are the inputs that they use in their operation. Okay lang kung backyard. Siguro. Okay lang ba kung backyard? Sige lang. Okay ra. Then try to, if you can do interview, if it is feasible to conduct interview, then okay. If dili, okay lang po. Ang important is safety first. Ha? Kung pwedeng observation lang sa silingan or sa inyong own, pwede na na. So, ato na siyang i-consider para lang ma-carry out ninyo nga activity. So, then, describe and critique the inputs that they use in their business, either in their poultry or sa ilang babuyan or sa ilang manukan. And then, in your activity, you're going to write your recommendation on how to attain or improve input efficiency in their farm. So, di lang kayo ma-stress aning activity. So, kung unsa lay available, walang inyong i-observe. So, if you have your own at the backyard, then you can do it. You can have it. Para dili nato ma-compromise ang safety sa usag-usa. So, it's been 2 hours of lecture. I hope na nilahutay mo until to this point. So, ang mga niabot, ani nga point is certified gwapo o gwapa. Okay. Og sure ko mo succeed sa ilang pag-eskwela o sa ilang career in the future. So I really hope nga inyong gitan-aw ang video kay ato pa ding gihaguan. Sorry lang kay last week it took me 2 days to upload the video sa YouTube, but then sad to say di gid siya ma-upload because of the length of the video. So ato na lang ayom-ayomon ang video nga naa diri sa Google Classroom. I hope that you will understand. I tried but sorry pero wala gid siya ni succeed. So I hope nga daghang tag na learn under the agribusiness input subsystem. I hope that we realize a lot of things, the things that we need to consider in choosing farm inputs, the things that we need to improve. I hope that we realize that in any way or another, sa unsa ta nga pamaagi na makatabang in improving input efficiency in our country, in the Philippine agribusiness. Okay, so I hope natin na learn, and I stay safe everyone, and God bless you all. Good day.